All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you being here this evening. I hope you're all doing well, and I'm incredibly glad it is not a monsoon outside, at least at this moment. They said it was going to be disgusting, and I almost emailed all of you at about 10 o'clock this morning and said, don't come. And then Elizabeth from the inn said, there's too much food. Everyone has to come. But if you feel in danger, go ahead and leave. Just take some food with you. That's all. I'm Zach East. I have many jobs within the community. This hat happens to be the awards director of moodyonthemarket.com. And normally I work on the air on, I don't know, 80 different radio stations that we have in the community. And then my full-time work is with United Way of Southwest Michigan. But this is one of the fun pieces of work that I get to do that was started by this man right behind me. The awards series is comprised of Best Places to Work, which you're, of course, here for, the 40 Under 40, and Bold Women of Business, which we do later on in the year. And before I get started, I want to take a moment to recognize a few groups of people that helped make our award possible for Best Places to Work. A very big thank you to our presenting sponsors. They are the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber, Corewell Health, Silver Beach Pizza, Sturgis Bank, Insurance Management Service, United Way of Southwest Michigan, South Bend International Airport, and the Inn at Harbor Shores, with support from New Heights Auto Service, Midwest Energy and Communications, and the Mason Jar Cafe. Without their support of this program, we wouldn't be able to cover all the costs of having this little shindig and all those beautiful trophies right behind me. So could we give them a big hand, please? And as mentioned, I'd like to honor the namesake of this award series, Mr. Pat Moody, with some opening comments. Mr. Moody.
Thank you. Thank you, Zach. It's always a joy to stand here among the very best in Michigan's great Southwest. Tonight, we're gathering to celebrate something that's really, truly special. The workplaces across the region that are literally setting the standard for what it means to value people, empower their teams, and strengthen our communities. Tonight isn't just an awards ceremony. It's a celebration of the people and the workplaces that make Berrien, Cass, and Van Buren counties such an extraordinary place to live and work every day. And what truly sets you all apart is the diversity that's represented in the room. We have innovators from bustling large employers, trailblazers from small family-run businesses, and literally everything in between. Different industries, different histories, different stories, all united by a shared commitment to creating workplaces where people feel not only valued, but also supported and inspired. That's the real power of this event. It reminds us that excellence doesn't belong to just one type of an organization. It can come from a team of 10 or a team of hundreds. It can grow in a downtown office, a rural shop floor, or a startup tucked away on a side street. Great workplaces are built by leaders who listen, by cultures that lift people up, and by teams who show up for one another every single day. Each of you proves that a great workplace isn't defined by size or industry or even by budget. It's defined by culture, by leadership that listens, and by a shared belief that people are the heart of every successful organization. To all of our winners, all of you, thank you for raising the bar every day. Thank you for proving Southwest Michigan is and has the strength to come from diversity, creativity, and the people. And to everyone here tonight, thank you for championing workplaces that make our region shine. Congratulations to every one of you. Let's celebrate what you've built.
Thank you, Patrick. Even though Pat has retired from overseeing the award series, we still are fortunate to have his expertise in being part of the judging panel for this class of nominations. And I'd like to take a moment to recognize the judges' effort as they comb through many deserving nominations as a group to determine the winners that would be with us this evening. So judges, if you could please come on up front with Pat and I. Besides Pat, our judges include Tracy Adams of Adams & Son, Erica Manti of App Properties Christie's International, Christine Davidson of Harbor Shores Golf Club, and Becky Molcherik from Keep Smiling Dental. Together, they reviewed every nomination to select our 20 honorees this evening who truly reflect the spirit of Southwest Michigan. Judges, if you are here, it's just you. Oh, Erica's here. Yeah, come on up. We have a very special gift, a beautifully engraved, which I will not be able to open in front of an audience full of people because I forgot to do it before we started. But it's so nice that the box won't come undone. A nice Moody in the Market cross pen for each of our judges. So congratulations and a big thank you to all of our judges. All right. The judges' decisions were made independently by this group of past best places to work winners. That's how we do this. None of the sponsors, nor our parent company, Midwest Family Marketing and Media, have any say in the adjudication of the nominations, apart from making sure a scoring structure exists for the committee and that all the nominations have been submitted meet the requirements. Each winning business you hear about this evening is based in Berrien, Cass, and Van Buren counties, and they have not won best places to work in the past. They also, of course, really wowed the judges with their submission. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here. Most of the nominations come not from the owners and managers of a lot of these companies and organizations. They actually originate from employees and customers. And those folks really appreciate all of you. That is why we're really proud to read a lot of these nominations every year. These winning organizations are a place that everybody would love to work at. They're a business or organization going above and beyond for their team, the community, and the local economy. In addition to our judges present this evening, I'd also like to recognize representatives from our sponsors, and I'd like them to come up and say a few words. First, Elizabeth Hacker is here from the Inn at Harbor Shores. Elizabeth? I'm so sorry I caught you with food, right?
Set it under here. I know there's a little show. All right. No, that's okay. Short. Thank you guys so much for being here. We are very happy to host the Moody Awards. We love having all of the groups with us. We were a winner, recipient of the Best Places to Work a couple years ago. So important to be a best place to work. You obviously are good employers in order to have been selected as best places to work. So congratulations to everyone, and we hope you have a wonderful evening.
I had dessert before I did this, and it was the best choice I ever had. So again, please eat while you're here. Otherwise, all the dessert goes home with me. One of our other sponsors that's been with us from the beginning is the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber. If I could have Arthur Havlicek come join us for a moment, please.
All right. Good evening, everybody. I'll try to be brief. It's an honor to partner with Midwest Family and Moody on the Market's award series. We're a sponsor across the entire award series, and shouldn't come as a surprise. Something that the Chamber of Commerce values highly is some of the things that these awards represent, and in particular, best places to work. One of the things that we do on a day in and day out basis, and one of the things that you probably all talk about in your workplaces is, the customer service that you provide to your customers, to your clients. But it's often the people that are providing that service that you genuinely have to pour into, to demand excellence of, and to create a culture where they're going to come in and perform day in and day out. And I think that culture component of workplaces has really risen to the top of everyone's attention over the last few years. As the labor force and the workplace environments become harder and harder to compete for talent, retaining the talent you have and investing in them on a day in and a day out basis has become incredibly important. So we're honored to be part of this with all of you, to sponsor this, and also to be a recipient. I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize my tremendous team. Didn't think we'd ever be in a position to do this. I had big shoes to fill when I stepped into my role. The legendary Pat Moody, Chamber of Commerce president, led a capable team for many, many years. And so those were big shoes to fill. I've got a board member over my left shoulder here who's seen the trajectory since I came on board. We had 2 staff when I started. We've got about 12 now working for us in different capacities, and the growth and how challenging that is, I now have a much more personal appreciation for. But I love my team. I love the work they do for the region. They're committed to the mission, which I really appreciate. And there are a lot of adages about leadership. And one of my favorites is, it's not about being in charge. It's about taking care of the people in your charge. And for us, for me, that's the team. It's our mission. It's our work. For you, it might be your customers, your clients. But not losing sight of the team is the most important thing. So congratulations to all of you, and thanks for letting us be part of this.
Absolutely. Once again, a big thank you to all the sponsors and your encouragement and kind words to our winners this evening. And I do also want to mention that this evening's awards are being streamed live on our Moody in the Market Facebook and YouTube channel, as well as the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber Facebook channel. With the help from our friends at Little Red Fern Productions, there are approximately 80 cameras all over the room. Find them all. I don't mind if you text your friends, neighbors, other coworkers and tell them to hop on Facebook and watch the live stream. Please do that. If you miss it, that's okay. It'll be there in perpetuity and recording until Facebook decides to take it down for one reason or another. But you could at least find it on YouTube. Big thank you to Ryan and his team for help in organizing an awesome production. And I'd also like to take a moment to thank our Midwest family staff for helping us this evening. Kathy and Julie did a great job helping us set up the room here, especially all these beautiful trophies. And I also want to say a big welcome to our new general manager joining us from Indiana, John Spillman. So thank you to the Midwest family staff. We appreciate it. We also have with us Shelly Fitzpatrick from RC Photography, as always, who is here taking pictures of tonight's event, which we will then post on our Facebook and Instagram channels for you to check out as well. Feel free to share those when they come around. They're usually here within the next several days. And we, of course, love that you get the chance to tag yourselves and send those around. But please, if you need anything, Shelly is definitely here for you. All right. After we get started here in just a moment, you're going to hear all of your companies in alphabetical order, because every time I put them in jumbled order, everyone gets mad at me. So I'm putting it in alphabetical order. And once you hear your company profile name, please come on up and join me in the photography area with Pat. We'll get a picture with Shelly there, and then what we'll do is give you your trophy here. And at the end, if you'd like to come up and either get the box that goes with it or come get it afterward, that's perfectly fine. I also invite you to get up and roam about, grab a drink, grab some more food while you're here this evening. And because for the most part, this goes pretty quick, but just in case you need a break, please feel free. All right, who wants to get started? All right. I'm on time. Okay, our first honoree has to do with food, my favorite. Our best places to work honoree is Bread Bar from Benton Harbor. When founder and chef Tim Foley passed away unexpectedly, his son Matt could have let the restaurant quietly change. Instead, he called every employee into the building for a private meeting in order to grieve together as a team. Nominator Mary Levi, who has worked there for 13 years, says the moment said everything. Quote, "We are made to feel like we were family." That culture has never left Bread Bar. Matt still stops by tables most nights, jumps in on any station when things get busy, and leads a team that has raised tens of thousands of dollars for a coworker battling cancer, sent food to grieving customers, and shown up for his community in ways that certainly never make the menu. Please welcome Bread Bar as our first Best Places to Work winner for 2026. Our next honoree is Cornerstone Alliance. They are, of course, thank you. Marla and her team are right here in Benton, or across the street over there in Benton Harbor. Sometimes forget where I am half the time. Nominator Chrissy Meek admits she might be a little biased because she works there, but she says that is exactly why you should trust her in her nomination. And we agree. She says in 2025 alone, this 13-person organization helped create and retain 62 jobs within the region, secured millions in capital investment, and counseled 578 entrepreneurs in Southwest Michigan. Chrissy has herself built the Business Plan Certified program from scratch, featuring 16 graduates, 90% satisfaction rate, and a valedictorian who walked away with a capital-ready business plan and a $2,500 award. She says she's worked places where the mission sounded beautiful and the reality didn't match. She says, this is different, though. I can drive through Berrien County and point to things that exist because of the work that the Cornerstone Alliance team did. Please welcome Cornerstone Alliance as our next Best Places to Work winner for 2026. Our next honoree is Douglas Lawn Care from Grand Junction. Most people see a well-maintained property when a Douglas Lawn Care crew rolls through. What they don't see is the rest. The cemetery maintenance done with care ahead of Memorial Day. The burial services handled with quiet professionalism. The thank you notes from families who've noticed. When a windstorm tore through multiple cemeteries right before the holiday last year, owner and nominator Michael Douglas and his crew cleared every one of them in less than a day. That same standard shows up inside the team. An employee who lost his vehicle was given a company truck. Another, going through a hard time, had Christmas presents purchased for all of his kids. It's a 3-person operation with an 80-plus 5-star reputation and a heart that is hard to match. That is why we're happy to welcome Douglas Lawn Care to this year's class of Best Places to Work. Just before we started this evening, they emailed me and said, we have an emergency to go to and we're busy working, so we'll take our award later. There you go. Living proof of their own words. Our next Best Places to Work honoree is Ferry Street Resource Center from Niles. This 4-person nonprofit doesn't get a lot of headlines, but nominator Cassandra Sykes says that's exactly why it deserves one. The organization builds bridges to opportunity for people facing housing instability, utility crises, and basic needs. And the team has watched clients go from having nothing at all to standing completely on their own. A little help, Sykes says, can make a big difference in somebody's life. Operating on donations with a director who's reachable by phone, text, email, or face-to-face, Ferry Street Resource Center makes things happen with limited resources in ways the people they serve rarely see. But the team sees it, and they show up anyway. Please welcome Ferry Street Resource Center as our next honoree. Okay, our next honoree is Iron Shoe Distillery, also from Niles. It started as a muffler shop, if you can believe it. What it became is one of the most talked about culinary and spirits destinations in Southwest Michigan. And according to nominator Eric, who has worked alongside owner Howard Tuthrill and his family for 7 years, the secret isn't the handcrafted spirits or the local artist murals on the walls. It is truly the culture. The Tuthill family is present, visible, and genuinely invested in every person on the team. Employees are empowered to lead, to create, and to shape what Iron Shoe becomes. Our nominator says the team moves like a pack. They show up for each other every shift on slow days and busy ones alike. Iron Shoe employees care, he says. Leadership worked hard to build a culture where fulfillment comes from doing good work and helping others, and it truly shows. And that is why they're among our class of 2026 for best places to work. Iron Shoe Distillery. Since there's like 8 of them over there, I really appreciate those of you who close down part of your business to come to these. It's always very, very kind. Our next Best Places to Work honoree is Jim Roberts Enterprises from St. Joseph. Nominator Becky Gorton says the reason she submitted this nomination isn't complicated. Jim makes you feel seen. When she was working toward her bachelor's degree, Jim gave her time on the clock to study. When she faced health issues, he restructured her work and never once made her feel like her job was at risk. Jim built his consulting, investment advisory, and real estate businesses at a time when people of color owning firms in those fields was genuinely rare, and he spent his career paying that forward, helping other companies and individuals with no expectation of anything in return. In 2024, he was inducted into the Michigan Minority Supplier Development Council's Minority Business Hall of Fame, one of only 29 inductees. His motto is to pay it forward, and Becky, our nominator, says he lives it every day. Please welcome Jim Roberts Enterprises as our next honoree. Our next honoree is KT's Rissoy Indian Cuisine from St. Joseph. Our nominator calls it a second family at KT's Rissoy, and that is not a figure of speech. Founded by Thrijani Contaretti, this woman-owned restaurant doesn't just train employees to serve the menu. It teaches them the story behind every dish. Apparently, I need to get my glasses. The story behind every dish includes the spices, the preparation, and the cultural traditions, as well as the health benefits. Staff carry that knowledge to every guest, which turns a meal into something pretty meaningful. The team served over 800 people at the St. Joseph Chili Tour and 1,500 at the Berrien Springs Pickle Festival, stepping beyond their usual roles to keep quality consistent under pressure. A daily team meal, flexible scheduling, and leadership that listens before making decisions round out a workplace that is, in every sense, more than a restaurant. Please welcome KT's Rissoy Indian Cuisine as our next honoree. Oh, perfect. Okay. So some great news from KT's Rissoy. They've been nominated in the Indian cuisine category for the World Culinary Challenge. And yeah. So voting opens for that. Yes, Steve will be coming in for samples later. June 25th is when voting opens. Watch their Facebook page. It's KT's Rissoy. So Follow their page. They'll post when the voting is open, then go out there and vote, vote, vote. Okay. Oh, and one other thing. If you're here for Rock the Boat for United Way, I know, right? I got to plug. July 16th, right down there along the channel, KT's Rasoy will have a food truck there, among others. So, okay. All right. Just connecting all the dots. Our next best places to work honoree is Lonsberry Excavating from Paw Paw. Nominator Shelby Charles says working there for 3 years has permanently changed her expectations for what a workplace can be. Lounsbury's been part of the Southwest Michigan area since 1945 with nearly 100 employees, serious equipment, and some serious work. But owners Michael Heistan and Michael Lounsbury have said it plainly at company-wide meetings. Family comes before work. When Charles won second place at an art show, Lounsbury posted it on their social media, even though it might have nothing to do with excavating at all. But when a coworker races at Kalamazoo Speedway, the owners and colleagues show up in the stands for them. She came in with little experience, and they supported her through college and gave her room to grow. Our nominator says, I could go on, but the list of ways this company shows up for its people is truly that long. Please welcome Lounsbury Excavating as our next honoree. They are busy playing in the dirt. Our next honoree is Luna Marine from Dowagiac. I'm sure you guys trip over that all the time. Nominator Cody Spazzato says, you want to know if a business is doing it right? Watch whether employees from competing companies ask if they're hiring. I like that. At Luna Marine, they do consistently. This first responder-owned marina was founded by Mike Luna on a simple idea. You can make money anywhere, but here your family. Nearly every employee also serves as a police officer, a firefighter, an EMT, nurse, or veteran. The white glove service culture they've built at the marina is built entirely on customer-driven values. And 4 years in, every avenue of growth has come from people who love the experience and come back. Cody says the company is shooting for the moon with plans to grow not just the business, but the entire Southwest Michigan boating experience. Please welcome Luna Marine as our next honoree for Best Places to Work. Our next honoree is Point Blue from St. Joe. Nominator Chloe Borton keeps the description straightforward. She says it's the most unique environmental consulting firm you're ever going to find. Led by Mark Seaman, Point Blue brings together geologists, biologists, and engineers who solve complex environmental and natural resource problems and pride themselves on being able to explain all of it in plain language. You guys got a moment? Maybe you can explain some stuff to us. The firm rose from difficult circumstances and built something most large consulting firms can't offer. A culture where everybody wears multiple hats, but every voice carries weight. And beer Fridays and bowling parties are part of the year. Nice. Borton says it feels like a family. And in a field dominated by big, impersonal environmental firms, this is exactly what sets St. Joseph's Point Blue apart. Let's give them a big hand and welcome them to the class. I think I'm going to have to buy a bigger backdrop. It's getting a little small, or I'm getting too big. I'm not sure which. Our next Best Places to Work honoree is Pristine Pool and Spa from New Buffalo. Nominator Denise Tuzinski says, yes, come on up, guys. Our nominator Denise says that she has watched a lot of businesses run by a lot of people, and what she's never seen anywhere else is what Glenn and Dawn Fadden do. They give people second chances, invest in their growth, and then celebrate when they leave to start something of their own. This husband and wife team has been building designer level pools in Southwest Michigan since 1998, but their real badge of honor is how they lead. They've financially supported employees through training, encouraged counseling when needed, opening their home for team gatherings, and providing a safe space for people who had nowhere else to go. The grace they extend, she says, has provided some of the most dedicated people on their team. Please welcome Pristine Pool and Spa to our stage. I also want to mention that Pristine Pool and Spa is one of our major sponsors of the Ultimate Summer Giveaway on 4 of the Midwest Family radio stations. They've been doing that since its inception back in the pandemic. And we really thank them for providing a hot tub for that prize every year. Yeah. It was one of the reasons I considered quitting radio so I could finally win a contest. Hasn't happened yet. Our next best places to work honoree is Sandoval's Fruit Shack from St. Joseph. Our congratulations, yes. Nominator Margarita has nominated her own family's business, and she will tell you that's exactly that's exactly the right person for the job. The story starts with her father, who came to Michigan in the 1970s as an immigrant and worked his way from nothing to owning an entire farm. Her brother, Juan Luis, has carried that forward, adding the Fruit Shack, documenting the work on social media so the community understands what exactly it takes, and running every operation with the family side by side. Most of the family lives on the farm. In fact, every day, Margarita says that every day is a learning day. The philosophy is simple: work hard, be honest, and stand behind what you grow. At the end of the day, she says the family shares food, love, and laughter, and they always have each other, and that is the whole point. And we're glad to welcome them to our Best Places to Work class of 2026. Juan was really excited about this honor, but he's unfortunately sick tonight, so Dad got to come, and that's pretty awesome. Our next Best Places to Work honoree is the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber from St. Joe Benton Harbor. Nominator Sarah Spoonholtz has been with the Chamber since 2018, and she's watched it become something worth shouting about. Under President and CEO Arthur Havlicek, the organization has grown from a staff of 2 to 10 and from 600 members to 1,000, while securing millions in regional funding, affiliating with new chambers across the county, and working directly on housing, broadband, childcare, and workforce development, and a multitude of other random things that pop up. The culture inside matches the mission. New ideas are met with, how do we get a yes? And the benefits are real. The community doesn't always get to see who's behind what's being built, Sarah says, and the team building it deserves to be recognized. And tonight they are. Only you'll notice Sarah isn't here because she's in Mexico. So let's have a hand for the rest of the chamber.
Vacation policies.
Yes, vacation policy. There you go. I always think I'm tall enough, and then I get to the back row, and it's not the case at all. I'm so glad to see the sun out there. Our next best places to work honoree is Straub, Seaman, and Allen from St. Joseph. Nominator Lauren Baker has worked in law since 2012, and she says she has yet to hear of a long law firm that compares to Straub, Seaman, and Allen. When her youngest son's t-ball practice started at 4 o'clock weekday afternoons, the firm adjusted her schedule. No questions, no pressure, no guilt. When her grandmother passed away, she was told to go home, take the week, and be with family. A floral arrangement arrived at the funeral home from the partners. Our nominator, Lauren, says that people expect a busy law firm to be a stuffy environment. But at Straub, Seaman, and Allen, that couldn't be further from the truth. The work gets done at a high level. There's still room for laughter and birthday celebrations and a team that genuinely looks out for each other. She says, I have yet to hear of a law firm that compares, and I am glad to work here. Please welcome Straub, Seaman, and Allen as our next honoree. Okay, our next honoree is the Cleaning Authority of St. Joseph. Nominator Mandy Sonner has been with the company for 11 years, and she says the reason she nominated the Cleaning Authority has nothing to do with the work. It's all about the owners. Dan and Leslie Blaze have housed employees at their own home when someone had nowhere to go. They've driven workers to jobs in personal vehicles. They bought shoes for someone who came in with nothing. And when a coworker arrived one day in crisis, a domestic violence situation with no local support, the owners got her to safety, helped her find a home, furnished it, and covered the expenses. That person is still there today and thriving. Leslie Blaze calls it simply a culture of kindness, caring, and teamwork. In a world full of companies focused on production and profit, Leslie says these two bring the human aspect back. Please welcome the Cleaning Authority of St. Joseph as our next honoree. You could still be cleaning houses at 7 o'clock, sure. Our next honoree got chopped onto another page. Sorry. Here we go. Our next best places to work honoree is the loading dock from Buchanan. And they brought a cheering section. The building that we are speaking of as the loading dock was nearly demolished. Owner Randy Hendrickson stepped in, saw value in its history, and rebuilt it to a 475-seat event venue and concert hall now listed on the National Historic Register in Buchanan, with a tech package that rivals big city spaces at small-town prices. Nominator Kate Gassman says the staff turns down other positions to work there. They share the company's posts on their own social media. They look forward to jumping in wherever they're needed, and that is not an accident. Employees have lots of unlimited time off when shifts are covered, right? Just completely unlimited. And they also work in a culture where new ideas aren't just welcome, they are absolutely used. The loading dock may be new, Kate says, but the intention behind it and the space is not. Please welcome the loading dock from Buchanan to our best places to work class of 2026. Our next honoree is stuck on another page. Our next honoree is Timber Cannabis from New Buffalo. Nominator Chelsea, Steve, you're not yelling about samples. No? Okay. Nominator Chelsea Green works there, and she says she would do this job for free. The pay, she adds, is just a bonus. Yeah, I know, right? Timber has opened its doors with a $10,000 donation split between 3 local organizations, and that set the tone for everything that followed in New Buffalo. Every employee receives 16 paid volunteer hours per year, which Green says she's never heard of anywhere else, especially for entry-level staff to go out and volunteer in the community. Quarterly donations to local nonprofits, river cleanups, food drives, the giving has never stopped. That $10,000 opening gift, she says, sparked other businesses in the region to follow suit. Inside the store, the culture is light, peaceful, and built on the belief that good ideas don't always come from just the top. Everyone who walks through the door is definitely welcome. And the same, Green says, goes for everybody on the team. Let's please welcome Timber Cannabis to the Best Places to Work class of 2026. Our next Best Places to Work honoree is Tractor Supply from Stevensville. Nominator Stacy Skarupa is upfront about it. Go in with real expectations about retail, and this is a phenomenal place to work even so. What sets Tractor Supply apart isn't just the products. It is truly the community around them. The farmers, the animal lovers, and the people who live a life out there that just don't shop there. They also show up to talk and connect with the employees and see the people that they've come to know. And that's why they enjoy this workspace. The company also invests in education, recognizes employees through its Country Miles program, and when natural disasters hit the community, keeps the doors open in order to help its neighbors. Our nominator's message is simple. Tractor Supply gives you the tools to grow and the community to belong to, but how far you go is totally up to you, but they will definitely back you the whole way there. Let's give Tractor Supply a big hand as our next Best Places to Work honoree. I will take it to them because I have to buy some stuff at the store anyway, so that's fine with me. Our next Best Places to Work honoree is Underground Laugh Lounge from Niles. I won't ask anybody to do a set while you're up here. Nominator Monique Harding says that she wants you to know something before we go any further. She's the reason this nomination was easy to write, because earlier this year, she was diagnosed with a brain aneurysm on the verge of rupture. She reached out to the owner, Sheila, mostly just to let her know that she'd be gone for a while. But what happened is an incredible story. They launched a fundraiser. Comedians donated their pay. A benefit show was organized. Meal trains ran for weeks after she was released from the ICU. And Sheila sat in the hospital waiting room through the entire surgery without telling anybody she was there, just to be present. And our honoree says that she asked her afterward, "How do you thank somebody for saving her life?" Her answer is, "You just come back to work." Her return date was May 4th, and she couldn't wait because they were there with open arms. Please welcome Underground Laugh Lounge as our next honoree. Are these some great stories? I love them. I can't make up stuff like this, and I have to make up things every day. Our next Best Places to Work honoree is Vail Rubber Works of St. Joseph. Nominator Dana Cooper Hayes says she didn't have to reach far for material. The company's been accumulating all that material since 1892 here in St. Joseph. When founder William Vail saw the automobile making his horseshoe business obsolete in the early 1900s, he didn't protect the past. He asked what the world needed next. He bet on emerging paper industries and moved his entire family twice to get closer to his customers. Adaptability is still the company's DNA. And today, more than 115 employees work at a fifth-generation family business that just completed that real big facility, $16.8 million worth out there on Glenlord. And the word people reach for most when describing what it's like to work there is truly family. Not as a figure of speech, it's a description of how people actually treat each other at Vail. Legacy, family, growth. And after 130 years, those aren't aspirations. Our nominator says that is the record. Please welcome Vail Rubber Works as our next honoree. All right. I didn't miss anyone, right? You've all been honored. Anybody else who wants to get an honor but wasn't actually nominated? It's record timing. I don't know how I did that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a major hand for our class of 2026 of Best Places to Work. As I mentioned, a big thank you to the judges for getting us here. Certainly a massive thanks to all of you who took the time to nominate. It's just incredible to see these nominations come in each year. And since we're speaking of nominations, our next award series award will be 40 Under 40. Nominations for that will be opening up on July 13th. That is Monday. So watch the Moody on the Market Facebook page. We'll alert you, and hopefully you can nominate somebody who hasn't won 40 Under 40 just yet. Again, one more reminder, these pictures will be up in a few days. The videos on YouTube and Facebook. There's tons of food out here. Please feel free to stay, network, grab something to eat, keep Lincoln busy back there at the bar. And oh yeah, please use the backdrop if you'd like to take some photos as well. And thank you so much for being here this evening. Have an awesome night. We appreciate it. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.